Hello everybody, I am Samuel15, the Dragon Tamer here, and welcome to Pokemon TCG Online, where today I have just a regular old deck, a new deck for you guys to see. It's called Primal Kyogre, or as I like to affectionately call it, Primal Water, because, um, yeah, not very creative. Maybe you should just call it Primal Kyogre, but, oh well, this is what I'm calling it. So, yeah, Kyogre, the idea is about Kyogre EX. Primal Kyogre allows you to um, hit for 150 and then do 30 more to each Pokemon EX on your opponent's bench. So yeah, that's really good, and you get to attach 2 energy to this Pokemon per turn. So that's all nice and all. However, it has grass weakness and it's weak has 4 retreat call. That's all just meh. And you have to move 2 energy to this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. It would not be so bad if you said you can or you may or something like that, but you have to. So then at first glance you go, oh okay, I'll just move to another Primal Kyogre and just switch between those two. But then after a while you just kind of get to an awkward position where do I attach energy and where do I move this energy? So eventually you're going to want to have an off turn. Because you can't just consecutively attack with Primal Kyogre EX as I discussed in Mad Dragon Wednesday with Kendra. But today we have Kyurem EX, not Kyurem EX, but just Frostbeard Kyurem, and we're only playing one of. Maybe we should play 2 of. I think maybe playing 2 of is actually a better idea. Maybe you could cut, like, I don't know, the Ultra Balls and Jirachi for it, but having Kyurem is nice. Suicune's also nice because it has a nice safeguard ability, so that's nice about it. I'm still trying to work out the kinks to this deck. I've tested this deck a lot. I'm still trying to figure out which should be the best for this deck. I'm thinking that just 1 is right now fine, maybe, but I think maybe 2 would probably be nicer. And I don't know if I need Jirachi just yet. I've been testing with it a little bit, but I think it really does help because of its ability Style of Guidance, which allows you to instantly get a supporter. That's great. It really is. It is absolutely great. Because this deck can be a little bit clunky, and that's what that's for. We also played 2 Keldeo because Rushing Retreat, and attaching to Keldeo is always a nice option as well. Because if you attach enough energy onto it, you can just go Keldeo, kill everything. We could also do this with Mewtwo, but Keldeo has nice synergy with Kyogre in that state, and so does Kyurem and Suicune, I guess. We play 3 Dive Ball and 2 Ultra Ball. Maybe you want to reverse this kit so you can get a better chance of drawing into Jirachi or something so you can get Jirachi, but I don't know. I'm still trying to test it out whether or not I really want Jirachi in this deck or not. As of right now, though, I do like Jirachi in this deck as an option. And a Retrieval, another nice thing to have as a 1-of in this deck. Just so you can get like instantly 2 water energy out of the discard. Maybe you could play Super Energy Retrieval, but I just like this better. Maybe you can play 2 of them. I don't know. Let's see what else. Professor's Letter, we play 1 of, maybe you want to play 2 of to get more water more water energy. I think for a while I played 2 Professor Letter, and I do like that, but I just cut it out for just to see how 1 is. Megaphone to get rid of Passive Garbodor and other stuff. And then Tools on a Genocide because those things will hurt you real fast. 1 Switch, just nice because we play 2 Retrieval to get back not only our Kyogre Spirit Links, but to also get rid of any pesky Team Flare tools. Maybe Zero Stick would be a better option, but I don't know, I like this better, I think, for Mega Decks. Let's see, 2 FVS Secret to get back our 2 Colress, 2 Lysander, 4 N, 4 Juniper, and 3. This is actually a very standard supporter line for most decks, honestly. 2 Culvers, 2 Lysander, 4 and 4 Juniper slash Sycamore, and 3 of either Karina, Skyla, Blacksmith, or some or Fan Club. So I think this is a very standard support line, and they get 1 teammates, because teammates is really good because you can get 2 of everything. You know, 2 maybe you want a Kyogre Spiritling and a Kyogre, Primal Kyogre, you can get that, or Kelby on a Floatstone, you can get that, or just whatever you need. I also played for a while Archie's Ace in the Hole, but I found that card to be way too situational. I almost never used it. I actually think of the like 25 games I played over the tournaments, I've only played like 1 or 2 times, and it wasn't really worth it. And I kind of had to actually go out of my way so I could use it. You know, because I wanted to. I actually could have used Juniper instead, and I think that would have been the better play, where I could have used Lysander instead, or something like that. But I chose to do the silly route because, well, just because I could. So that just tells you how situational Archie's Ace in the Hole is. Maybe you want to play that in here anyway, just as a nice one-of, just in case, just for the off chance you do. But I don't know. I just don't think it's worth it as a one-of at the spot, personally. That's just my opinion. 3 Telestorm Rough Seas, because well, heals off everything with the exception of Jirachi. Again, I don't know whether I want Jirachi in this deck, but as right now, I do like it. That's just my opinion of it right now. Yeah, 2 Floatstone for Kilio, and 11 Water Energy. Another card I was debating putting this back is Lysander's Trump card, so you can get all our energy back. But generally speaking, if you keep losing your water energy, you're kind of screwed anyway. Other cards you might consider putting in this deck is, like I said, another Professor's Letter. Maybe you could take out the Jirachi and Ultra Balls for a 3rd VS Seeker. Maybe a 3rd Lysander, because if you hit 250 to an EX Pokemon and it retreats, or you can Lysander up another EX Pokemon that already had 30 damage on it, you can get a double knockout there. So maybe you want to have a 3rd VS Seeker, 3rd Lysandra, something like that. Maybe a 2nd Professor's Letter. Maybe a 2nd Plasma Kyurem, because Plasma Kyurem is really good for this deck, I believe, as I've seen. Maybe you want to play DCE in here, but as of right now, I don't think it's a good option. The only thing that really you can use DC effectively is Suicune, basically. Maybe you would want to play it if you would try to focus this deck more around a Mewtwo build-ish, because Mewtwo is also a good option as well. Anything else I think might be useful? You may want to play Computer Search instead, or even, I actually saw one of my friends play Scramble Switch, of all things. Which does make a lot of sense. You can not only switch, but you can move all the energy to one Pokemon to another, which can actually be very helpful in a bind. That's another thing you may want to come in hand, that you might want to think of. Let's see, another card you could think of is Eurosick, and yeah, I've taken a lot of time to explain this deck. So, yeah, this is my Primal Water deck. Do I think Primal Kyogre will be competitive at all? I actually think it might. I really do. I really do think it has a chance in the competitive scene. A lot of people a lot of the pros don't like it too much because it does get a little awkward at times, but I think it's just so powerful to ignore. Hitting for 150 and 32 at bench Pokemon is really, really great. It's really great, and it's something that I don't think should be ignored at all. So yeah, that is the next. So let's get right into playing it. Oh, I forgot to make changes. Save Primal Water. Yep. Alright. Yeah, that was my sister. Sorry about that. She was complaining how I
You said you'd leave a certain amount of chocolate. You did not.
I did leave a certain amount of chocolate.
Yes. You said you'd leave it more. You said you'd leave it, but you took more.
I said it.
You took more, and you said you wouldn't.
I did.
Yes,
Whatever.
you did.
Whatever. My sister's bickering about how much chocolate ice cream I took. But sorry about that. Let's get right into it. Yeah, there it is. Alright. So yeah, sorry about that. Let's get right into it. Let's see. The opponent has the advantage, lightning, steel, and I think water as well. I do think this deck has a lot of potential, I really do. It might struggle a little bit against Mega Manectric, but Mega Manectric will never be able to, more than... The fastest of Mega Manectric will be able to kill you is like turn 2. Like turn 3, actually. Like turn 2 with 2 turns with a muscle band, honestly. And then that's not gonna happen every day to get a muscle band. So yeah. I don't have a very good start. I'm just gonna attach water there and kinda pass there. I see my opponent has a Zubat. And my first reaction to this is Landobats. I think my opponent may be playing Landobats. That's actually not a bad matchup for me, because other than the Jirachi, actually, you just in this matchup you just don't play Jirachi, because at that point you just give him 3 prizes. Everything else you can just go heal 30, heal 30, heal 30, and it makes all their bench damage and everything else they do just completely and totally worthless. I mean, seriously. It kind of makes them almost worthless. My opponent decides to Skylift for a Juniper, telling me that he may have an end, he may or may not have an end, and is deciding not to use it because, well, yeah, he doesn't want to use it. I have 2 Kyogres in play. This is not bad. If I'm lucky, I'll be able to get a Kyogre next turn, all powered up. That would be really great. That would be even greater if I can get another one powered up. If I can get like 2. Alright, where's my opponent gonna put this 20 damage? Not like it matters. I'm gonna put 20 on the Kyogre on the bench. Maybe try to hurry up and do damage to me. My opponent decides to Skyla here. And I don't know what my opponent's trying to Skyla for. Just going to Skyla for Juniper. And now my opponent's actually going to go for the Stadium. Because my opponent realizes that I don't have anything yet. And is at this point trying to make sure I still do not have anything. Which I want to point out is not a bad play. I'm going to grab the tool and put it back on. It's the other Kyogre. So I can have the ability to Mega Evolve soon. I am dead drawing epically. I'm at this point where if I even top deck a Jirachi, I will not mind using it. Opponent decides not to put down the Jirachi, which I actually do find a bit odd. I actually probably would have used the Jirachi much earlier. My opponent also plays Mega Manectric. So maybe my opponent does not play Landobats. Maybe he plays something different. Which is interesting. Alright, I'm going to Diabolic here for Primal Kyogre. And now I effectively have 2 Primal Kyogre in play. Not that it matters though. I really hope my opponent's going to end me here. But I don't think my opponent, even if he needs to end, will ever end me. I mean, seriously, if he ends me, he's kind of like giving me a fresh hand, and at this point he's just kind of trying to hope that I never get anything. Because if I never get anything, he might be actually somewhat dispositioned. He's probably going to get the Sycamore here, and probably Sycamore me. Not Sycamore me. I probably hit, no, Energy Switch. He has yet to still draw any energy, which I find interesting. He does play the Mega Manectric. Well, obviously a Manectric and a Mega. And honestly, I'm not scared of that. I truly am not scared of that. My opponent is trying to get as much damage as he can now before I get my my very, very mighty, very scary for him stadium. He is continually trying to put on as much damage on this Primal Kyogre as he can. And just at this point, he's just trying to hope that I never get a it all powered up. And I get an N, and he just probably going, well, screw life, this is fun. Because he honestly should be going screw life right about now. I don't have 2 water in hand, so maybe I should just... I'll attach to it while I can. A very interesting situation here. I think I will actually attach to the Sweet Cone to give him a hard time, if anything else. Definitely not gonna put down that Jirachi. Never gonna put down. I'm just gonna Ultra Ball it away. Oh, decides to bring up the Primal Kyogre without any energy on it. Realizing that Suicune's gonna be a butt. Probably gonna try to do some damage to the active Pyo. No, it's gonna continue to damage the bench one. And just kinda hope for the best and just kinda hope that I never ever get anything. Which again is the best play. How's the Wobbuffet? Though I don't know how effective that will ever be. Alright, I have more damage there. So I'm going to Ultra Ball away those things for a Keldeo. And I'm honestly going to just Sycamore here. And I finally get another water energy. But where do I attach at this point? I think I attach it. I think I should have attached it last turn to the Primal Kyogre. I think I will actually finally do so. Yeah, I'm in a very tough spot. I'm still not drawing into anything I need, which is very odd. I'm not drawing into my float stones. I'm not drawing into the energy I want to. Maybe you should play a higher energy count. Maybe you should also play another. I really do think I should continue playing the extra Professor's Letter. And I honestly think that Jirachi may not be too helpful. I mean, I like it, but I think it just makes the deck more consistent. As without the Jirachi. It's kind of funny. The deck, this deck is actually more consistent without the Jirachi than with it. It seems. But they're just off this one game. So my opponent will very much so want to get the Mega here. Which I do think is the right plan. Continue, and just does another 30. And speaking of 30, unfortunately, because of unfortunate stuff, I think I'm actually just gonna straight up. I think I might actually end, but I think I might. I honestly don't know what I do here. I'm going to get a Kyogre, of all things, for not just so I just don't have it actually. And I'm gonna just Sycamore this hand away. Sure, I'm running out of resources, but I'm just trying to hope to get my Float Stone, which I seem to still not be getting. Which kind of sucks. They don't seem to be getting my Float Stone, and all my Skylers are gone. Because I just kept Junipering it away. And it just puts down that thing. See if he decides to end me out of a good hand. But I still have to give the rough seas anyway. My opponent is trying very hard just to try to get this knockout. which is probably the best of plays. And I'm almost 10 damage. I'm almost knocked out here. And I'm going to Professor's Letter for 2 water energy. Attach him to the Kyogre, and at this point I think I'm going to end. Alright, I still have yet to draw into the Float Stone of all things. Maybe I should have checked to see if I had it or not before I did anything rash. Now, my Primal Kyogre will get knocked out here, which is a shame. And he will definitely be healing off here. But I think after this point, there really is not much he can do. Personally, that's what I think here. My other Primal Kyogre is kind of gone, which does suck. Not even gonna lie, that does stink. But I think with Kelly I should be fine. Opponent's gonna AZ. Actually, my opponent's just gonna straight up try to gold just to get rid of this thing this way, which is actually not a bad play either. I'm also thinking of really should put the trump card in here, and my opponent will be able to easily just knock out the Primal Kyogre. And what I'm going to send up, of course, is kind of interesting. I'm also going to send up the Suicune. Because if he feels like, because I know if I send up that, he just gets me there. He finally decides to heal off the Manectric. Decides to overrun me here, I think. Even though this damage is actually completely and totally irrelevant. Go to teammates here. Try to get a float stone if I can. And I find out that I was correct. My float stone is prized. That actually kind of sucks. Get my other water energy, I guess. Get actually energy retrieval. I think of all things. No, and dowsing machine, honestly. Dowsing machine for the Switch, honestly. Or no. I think it's just a nice play to get here, personally. I'm just gonna attach, honestly. Yeah. I have no other real need to do anything else here. I'm content just to hit him for 70. It's unfortunate that I did prize the float stones, both of them. This does happen. My opponent's probably going to try to put as much damage on. He's probably going to continue to try to damage the Primal Kyogre. Which, again, is not a bad play. Probably the right play. My opponent really is trying hard here to condense as much energy damage onto the Primal Kyogre as possible. Trying to make it so like he can't. It'll be almost impossible for me to actually knock him out. Opponent decides to retreat, knowing that if he keeps it up, all I have to do is retreat and knock it out. And that's something he does not want. And he realizes this. I'm going to straight up retreat for the Suicune. And I'm going to energy retrieval for 2 water energy. Attach to the Primal Kyogre. And I'm going to just use this die ball because I can. Don't want to draw into it anymore. I don't want to have a mega Pokemon to deal with, so I'll do that. And I'll just Colors for 7, because that seems like great. Seems good. My problem here is that I'm worried that I may actually deck myself out. So the reason why I grabbed as much Pokemon as I did, or grabbed as much cards as I did with that Colress, and I realized I cannot attach this weekend to this straight up get discard. Because no effects from Pokemon EX. So yeah, that was a misplay on my part, because I thought I could. Yeah, well, you live and learn. So yeah, what do I do here? I think I just promote this weekend. Yeah, I'll just promote this weekend. And hope I get a dive ball, not dive ball, but a something eventually. Oh, my floatstone. Ugh. Shuts down my ability and is going to barrage me, apparently. We're probably actually just going to be using it as a wall. Not a bad move. Alrighty, what am I gonna... I don't wanna... Ultra Ball away this and that. For Switch? Yeah, I really do think I need Switch here. There's no way I can go around that. And I'm gonna bring that up. Just gonna Tidal Storm. Attach him to the Keldeo. Like I should have done a long time ago. There's the Float Stone. I think the play here is just to attach the Float Stone to the Keldeo and just continue just to power that thing up. Unfortunately, I have to do it earlier, and I have a bunch of water in this card that I want to get back. That's why I think maybe another energy retrieval or trump card would be nice here. So I'm definitely thinking of just getting rid of the Jirachi and Ultra Balls here. My opponent decides, because he's smart, that realizing he realizes that he's not really the best position right now, and decides to put up sack the wall with that, which again is probably the good play. Now I bring this thing up hoping to do a lot of damage to it, and knowing that I will never be able to probably attack with Primal Kyogre the rest of this game. And my opponent just straight up says GG, which means he does not have it. So, actually he does have it. Oh, I don't have 2 water here though. So I'm going to say not yet. Oh, my opponent says he thought he had lost. Alright, I'm going to hold on to the end here and just take a knockout here. And pretty much everything he puts out is game, for the most part. Now I think it's GG. Because no matter what he does at this point, the only thing he really can do is just try to target down Maybe he could Lice under the Kyogre. Hand of supporters that make me draw is the problem. Oh, and he has only 2 cards left. We will pretty much just rat each other out of stuff. So I'm just gonna the Secret Sword here for the game. And yeah, this is the power of this deck. This really did give Crobat so much trouble, it's not even funny. I mean, if you really think about it, this thing just kinda nullifies the fact of bats. I mean, sure, even if they can get like a few like Golbat or like Crobat a turn, you know, and put like, let's see, the max amount of damage they can do if they play like a 4/4/4 line of Crobats is 120 damage. And if they're doing that to a Primal Kyogre, that is half. However, what are the odds of that happening? The average amount of damage they'll probably do is somewhere between 20, like, returns, like, somewhere between 20 to, like, maybe 80 damage, honestly. Maybe 60 to 80 damage is, like, really good amount for them. And that's not going to happen every day of the week. So, for the most part, that's not, you don't really have to worry about that. So you basically, even if they can do like 60, 80, you just heal pretty much half of that damage, and they just go, well, fudge. And if they're playing Lando Bats, they just kind of have to scoop, because this deck destroys Lando Bats because of Tidal Storm, and that's why, not Tidal Storm, but Raging Seas, and that's why I play 3 of them in this deck, because I just think it's so good. But anyway, that's just my opinions, what I think of the deck and how I build it. So please like, subscribe if you like to enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys next time.